So something to pay attention to as we continue to move through these different programs and these different groups and everything like that. All of this has to do with creating a one world citizen. So when you combine the three pillars of the Antichrist beast system, one world government, one world religion, one world economy, when you combined all those together, like I said at the beginning, you're creating a one world citizen. So we're seeing all these different groups, all these different programs come together, and it's creating this one world citizen. And so if we take a trip over to the side of surveillance and tracking and keeping track of you and biometric and all that stuff, if we take a trip and go back to 2019, right before 2020, something I always talk about, the 2020 event. The 2020 event was an event to test a lot of things. They were testing a lot of things. They were testing the lockdowns and the 15-minute city stuff. They were testing that. They were testing the UBI system because all the stimulus checks that were going out, they were testing that. They were testing the movement habits and keeping track of people. They were testing things that we can't say on YouTube, and they were testing a whole bunch of stuff. Well, something else that they were testing is whole body biometric recognition. So one of the questions that everybody was saying was, how are they going to be able to do facial recognition if everybody's walking around with face diapers on? Things are going to start to make sense. They've been testing since 2019, so right before 2020, when they forced everybody to put a face diaper on, full body biometric recognition. So they were trying to test programs. They were trying to test programs where they could use recognition software and determine who you are based on just your body. And for that to work, they needed to cover the face. So by covering the face, they were able to test this new recognition technology. I hope that makes sense. I tried to explain it in a couple different ways. I'm terrible at explaining things sometimes, but I tried to make sure everybody gets it. So they were testing this new stuff by forcing you to wear face diapers. The project in 2019. The project began from U.S. national labs, and the project was built to accurately identify subjects outdoors from a distance and without a whole face scan. So they were testing their upgrades to be able to recognize who people are and scan them at a distance, outdoors, and with their face covered. DuPage, or Tupage, if you want to get fancy with it, community college, which is west of Chicago, continues these tests using college volunteers in pretend situations. So they put them in pretend situations, getting something out of a car at a distance where they're making like a transaction at an ATM. So cameras from the back, and they're testing this stuff to continue to see how this goes. The project is known as BRIAR, 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 which stands for Biometric Recognition and Identification at Altitude and Range. Again, they always have to have these long names. So biometric recognition, this is about your body at altitude, so at really high levels, and at range, so at a distance. BRIAR is managed by IARPA, or Intelligence Advanced Research Projects Activity. Tests include cameras posted at high up and drones dealing with air turbulence. So we're talking about cameras that would be as high up as, say, a smart streetlight, because all the smart streetlights now have recognition cameras in them. So that would be playing into that. And then we're also talking about drones. So as they're flying around, they're going to be scanning that as well. The project is funded by Kitware Intelligent Automation and Accenture. I told you we would be back to Accenture. Accenture is involved with this. So you got Accenture, who's involved with the WEF, who's involved with the Digital Pound Foundation, and now involved with this as well. Keep in mind, I say this every once in a while, keep in mind the head of Accenture, Julie Sweet, is on the main leadership board of the WEF. The state of Alabama, along with BRIAR, issued federal grants to small businesses to help advance the development of these tech systems. So this is the next level of being able to do a full body scan without needing the face and being able to recognize who you are. This is about getting the smart city situation involved or up to snuff. This is about getting the social credit system up to snuff. They need to advance this, which I believe they already got something better anyways, because they're so far ahead with technology that we don't see, but they're still moving this forward. They're still pushing this forward in that next step, that next evolution of this.